Okay, so moving on to the actual setup of this thing. So I've gone from my previous drawing, I kept the colors the same. So I've still got the green wall, the red wall, and the blue floor. Okay, and again, imagine this triangle is a triangular piece of glass which is resting against the floor, up against the wall, up against the wall, and we're looking through that piece of glass into the corner of our room. Okay, there's that axis between the floor and the wall, floor and the wall, and the wall and the wall. Okay, so we say X, Y, and Z. Okay. So on this question, as I said, because I'm keeping this one as the basic simple setup, we are going 30 degrees, 30 degrees, and vertical. Okay. The main thing is, and this will be the same each time, as I said, I know that in reality, as I look in that direction, this surface here, this wall is going to be making a 90-degree angle here in the bottom corner. Okay, so I start by projecting out at whatever angle is 90 degrees to this edge here. Okay, in this case, this edge is 60 degrees, horizontal 60 degrees. So 90 degrees to that edge, and this is always going to be the case, is going to be 30 degrees. So I'm projecting out the corner of my room, which I've brought out there already. I'm projecting out the top of that and the bottom of that. Okay, I'm going to start by setting up parallel to that edge. So again, 60 degrees. I'm going to come out here and set up a 60-degree line. So again, it's important that line is parallel to that line. Okay, this is where I want to set up my 90-degree angle, because I'm basically taking this green surface from where it is and I'm bringing it and I'm folding it out flat. So if you want to think of it as this, we're essentially looking at that surface somewhere like that. Okay, but we want to take it, and over here we're folding it down flat so that we're actually looking at it at 90 degrees like that. That's what we're trying to do. And it's the same with this surface and this surface. Okay, so I'm using my theorem of the triangle in a semicircle, forming 90 degrees. So I'm taking my center point out as far as there, setting up a semicircle very quickly. I don't know if we can see that or not. I'm just going to make that a little bit heavy. So this all should be light. This is all construction. I'm just drawing it heavier so you can actually see it. Okay. And then from this point, because this is the point at which the corner of the room is going to be, drawing that back to the end of the triangle. Again, this will be drawn in light. I'm just drawing it heavy so that you can actually see it. Okay, doesn't make any difference how far that extends on. This line I'm just drawing here represents this line. Okay, that line I've drawn up there represents that line, and we've now set up a 90-degree angle. So whatever my view is, my elevation is for the object, it's going to sit in that corner, because as I did on the showed in the last drawing, the sketch, the object is basically stuck into the corner up against the wall, sitting on the floor. Okay, so it's sitting in this space here. That's my 90-degree angle setup. So that's basically a true shape of this surface. Okay, and the size of this surface doesn't make any difference really. If you imagine that surface can extend out there, makes no odds. It is a true shape of the green surface. So if I was to go and shade that in there very quickly to give it a bit of association, that's a true shape of this here. Okay, very same thing happens out on this side. Just going to do the plan here next. So projecting down that corner, I've already taken out the center of the room there. Okay, I know some people might refer to this a little bit differently. I think if you can imagine it as a room and imagine the object sitting in the corner of the room, it makes it a little bit easier to understand. Okay, so I'm going to set that up, just making sure that T-square appears in that. Unless you're told otherwise, the distance you come out there makes absolutely no difference. Okay, generally that's just completely up to yourself. Where you position the object here, how far it was away or closest to the actual 3D, makes no difference. It's not going to affect the drawing. Okay, so in this view, if it's an equilateral triangle, this here is just going to go 45 degrees and 45 degrees. But because for higher level questions, you're not going to be dealing with normally with an equilateral triangle, I'm going to use the same construction again to set up my 45 degree angle, or sorry, set up my 90 degree angle. Okay, mine is running over a small little bit there. And I'm going from that corner as far as there. Extending that out. And from that corner, extending that out. So the important thing is that this angle here ends up in 90 degrees. Okay. Same for the one up at this side. It's going to project out. So just to do it one more time. So the center has been taken out. And again, it's taken out 90 degrees to that edge. Okay. In this case, 90 degrees to the 60 is going to be 30 degrees. 30 degrees that direction, 30 in that direction. The line I set up out here, remember, is parallel to the line that's here already. So in this case, it's 60 degrees. Set that up where I can actually see it. So that's set up there. Compass. Set it up at that point. It should be the same as the other one. And just move it a little bit. There's my semicircle. And once again, I am looking at joining that point in that direction and that point in that direction. Okay, so if I was to just take that shape there, I don't know if that's gone off my sheet. That there is the red surface, the red wall. Okay, this is 90 degrees. And that is the true shape of this surface. That's where I would set up another elevation. Okay, and down here, that surface down there is the blue surface. So that's the true shape of what I'm calling the floor. Okay, when you're doing an axonometric or an isometric projection, you will require two of these. Okay, so it may be two elevations. It could be an elevation and a plan, or an elevation and plan using these two here. Okay, you'll know from the question by looking at it what way you're actually going to be required to set it up. All right. Sometimes in the questions they may give you the width of this here. They might give you a measurement on this, which tells you the length for this. Okay, they might give you a measurement on this, which will tell you the length for this. Okay, but the method of setting it up, those particular few steps, that's going to be the same every single time. Okay, so hope that explains the basic setup of this. Next, I will go through a higher level question and just show the difference, which is going to be the shape of the triangle, the position of the X, Y, and Z axis. Okay, and kind of how you work out to this thing here. But the setting up of the semicircle, bringing out the corner of the room, setting up the 90 degree angle and drawing in the object, that's going to be the same then once this has been set up. Okay, thank you.